We start our news bulletin from Spain, where 637 COVID-19 patients have died in the last 24 hours, bringing the total number of fatalities to over 13,000. Iran has confirmed another 136 deaths, taking the total to over 3,700, with 60,500 total infections. Meanwhile, the US COVID-19 death toll is nearing 10,000. This report has more.
As governments across the world continue to struggle with the pandemic, the U.S. has entered in one of its most critical weeks of the crisis. Government officials say the rising death tolls in the states of New York, Michigan, and Louisiana is a sign of trouble. They warn America will face its hardest and saddest week, even worse than Pearl Harbor and 9/11 incidents. But President Donald Trump has expressed hope that the U.S. is seeing a leveling off of the coronavirus crisis in some of the nation's hot spots.
They've really become a very hot zone, but some very good things are happening. In New York, the first time where the deaths were less from the previous day. That's the first drop so far, so maybe that's a good sign. It could be. And the hospital levels are starting to perhaps decrease.
Europe has begun to see glimmers of hope, with Italy's death toll at its lowest in more than 2 weeks and its infection curve on a downward slope. Spain has also recorded a drop in the number of new deaths for a third straight day, but in the UK, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been admitted to a hospital after showing persistent symptoms of COVID-19. UK's Deputy Chief Medical Officer says Britain has enough critical care capacity to treat patients with the virus.
London, we all know, has been working super hard on the front line, and those cases continue to rise now with an increase over the last 24 hours in the northwest. We still, as the Secretary of State has said, have capacity in all of our hospitals to manage these cases, and we're hoping in due course, if everybody continues to practice social distancing, that those cases will start to fall.
Elsewhere, China has reported 39 new cases and a surge in asymptomatic patients of the virus. The National Health Commission said 78 new asymptomatic cases have been identified, compared with 47 the day before.